Nothing in this recording is intended as investment advice, and the people in this recording may hold positions in the companies they talk about. Do not make any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to Zak's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by Peter Fowler, who's CEO at Westminster Group. How are you today, Peter?
I'm good. Good to speak to you, Zak.
Right, we've spoken a few times in the past. There's been lots of news flow coming out of Westminster Group, and you've been sort of good on that. But perhaps for people who are not familiar with the company, it's difficult to know which are the big bits of news and which are the sort of the day-to-day ones. Gabon seems to be featuring quite highly.
Yes, well, we're always busy at Westminster, I have to say. Lots goes on. Much of it I can't talk about in the public domain, as you can imagine, being a security business. But yeah, you're right. Gabon is a significant piece of news. I'll touch on some other stuff in a moment. But many people will recall that we signed a 15-year plus contract back in March. It had a 90-day implementation period. That's a period during which we have to mobilize and everything else. That came to an end on the 2nd of June, and we commenced operations then on time, I'm glad to say. And so, from this month going forward, now we're fully operational. We'll be billing, we'll be receiving revenues, hopefully for the next 15 years.
Oh, well,
Perhaps it's worth just saying, though, Zak, what that contract exists of, because I think it's important. This is another one of our managed services projects where we're providing the complete airport security operation for 4 airports, actually, in Gabon. And how we do this is we assist the government with all of the equipment, technology, processes, procedures, training, and everything that goes around providing a world-class airport security operation. We have these elsewhere already. And the way that we get paid from this is important too. When you buy a passenger ticket on an aircraft, there's lots of taxes. Well, one of those taxes are for us, and we collect our revenue stream through the IR to clearance system or directly from the airlines. So it's a neat model. It means that the government or the airport authority get their airports upgraded for effectively nothing. It's the passengers who pay for it, a small fee on the tickets. But also it means that our revenue collection comes directly into our UK bank account. So it's a secure means of payment.
Right, and just in terms of the bigger picture, I mean, the share price is probably something that most shareholders of Westminster Group look at, the market cap as well, 10 million. It sounds to me that you've got deals and you have the potential to have deals which are worth much more than a 10 million pound market cap company. Is what you're doing in Gabon a sort of the start of a sort of a rollout, or is it something which is just a singular focus for a certain period of time?
It's certainly not a singular focus, and I certainly wouldn't be the only CEO, I'm sure, who's slightly disappointed with various share prices at the moment. But I think that will start to reflect where the business is going as it becomes obvious about some of these revenue streams and some of the activities that we're involved in. So Gabon, as an example, is going to be producing us something like $15.5 million US dollars annually, certainly for the first year. But because the revenue streams are tied to the passenger numbers, and passenger numbers across Africa and parts of the developing world are forecast to grow exponentially over the next 15, 20 years, so does the revenue streams from these contracts. And because we have fairly fixed costs, then as revenue streams and passenger numbers increase, that of course drops to the bottom line quite quickly. So that particular contract, I think, is a significant plus for our existing revenue streams. But of course, it's not the only one. What we've been building over these years is a system of multiple revenue streams in multiple jurisdictions with multiple customers. And that gives us a certain amount of resilience as a business. You know, in the past, we've been affected by things like Ebola and COVID and everything else. But the more spread that our business is, and we're not dependent on any one particular technology, and this is starting to now come to fruition and will be seen in coming months.
So, I mean, it could be argued that just on the basis of Gabon alone, I mean, that sort of justifies the current market cap, with anything extra on top that you can deliver, being a sort of bonus, really.
Oh, absolutely. And whilst we are a UK, based operation, we do operate, as most people know, internationally. But if you just take the UK alone, we provide the security to the Houses of Parliament, Scottish Parliament, UK Border Force, Tower of London, UK prisons, and we've got a recurring revenue stream alone in the UK for over £1 million a year now. So we're building these revenue streams all over. So you're absolutely right. Gabon alone underpins our share price, but with all these other revenue streams and more in the pipeline, I might say, I think there's a lot of upside in this business.
Is there any sort of jurisdictional discount from the Africa side that maybe people just sort of regard you as that and forget the other developed country activities that you're doing?
Well, I guess there's an element of that, and also, if I'm truthful, I guess there's an element. Some of these contracts have been a long time coming. So there's a bit of, suck it and see it. Are they really going to start producing revenue? I guess there's an element of that, of course. But I think this year ahead with Gabon, some of the other projects we've got going on, some of our technology projects, and we'll be announcing some significant orders on those in the coming months. I think people will start to see actually the revenue streams are there, the business is there, and actually we've turned the corner significantly.
And just finally, I suppose there are lots of Jam Tomorrow businesses out there. There's obviously the crypto area, which has gone berserk in the last couple of months. Would you sort of hang your hat on the idea that Westminster Group is actually a proper business, a real business, and based on pounds, shillings, and pence, or whatever the modern equivalent is?
Absolutely. And Jam Tomorrow, yes, I know there's arguments to say when you're putting news into the market, and I try not to over embellish the news, much as the criticism otherwise, but what we've done now with Gabon as an example is prove the pudding. We said we were going to sign it. We did sign it. We've done the 90 days. It's now into revenues. Many other parts of our business are into revenues. So it's jam today and more jam in the future, I think.
Well, we look forward to that. In the meantime, Peter Fowler, CEO at Westminster Group, thank you very much indeed.
Great talking to you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.